My name's Chris, champion. Koskinakas. Started taking pictures over 30 years ago just as an interest. It wasn't off film camera, you know, wind up the film, wind it back, wind it out, and I used to take it to the shop. They were very expensive even just to get them developed, but it was a hobby, I loved it, and ended up with hundreds and hundreds of photos, and I used to put them up on the wall on my stand. People loved it, it was good for business, it brought customers around, so it was well worth it. And they look back now and they go, wow, did I really look that good? You know? I thought we'd start with the king. I got Nick Moratis. He was an absolute legend, the late Nick. He pretty much brought the corporate world to the markets. Stephen and Paul together, that's Nick's two boys. And they just keep driving the business even further and keep the momentum going. I got here Neville Burt, and that's his son Malcolm Burt. They were like real characters. Chalk and cheese, but unbelievable characters of the market. A lot of them made a lot of money, a lot of them blew it. Some have kept onto it. There's the Three Stooges from XL Produce. They go back a long way. A couple of them have retired, but Ross in the middle there, he's still going.
They're fantastic photos that we can look back and see where we were young. And lucky I had a haircut yesterday, so I looked the shape.
And that's Ross with his two sons, David and Joe. He's built like Danny DeVito, but he thinks he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, but a great man, good man, very good man. That's Vince Lagudi, but Vince, of course, is of WJ Paul Stan. He goes back a long time to the old markets as well. And continuing on the business are his two boys, Lance and Mick. Well, I used to call them 90210. They always had, their hair was always perfect. Probably my favourite character of the market. Tony Gerace, the lovable assassin. He was the dead set Robin Hood of the markets. He used to rob the rich and give to the casinos. He was unreal. That's his brother Dominic, and that's Dominic's son Americo. Chalk and cheese brothers, but you love them both. Another legend here, Tony Simonetta, obviously of Perfection fame. Started off as a little local grower, grew his little lettuce and everything, and ended up with a massive business. Well, this bloke here, Michael and Vince Simonetta, they're Tony's sons. Unbelievable things that they've achieved. The guy there in a pink shirt goes back a long way. Now that is actually Stuart Dixon of the great Stuart Dixon stand that it is now. That's Clivey Dawson. He was the market's bookmaker, and we'd settle every Friday, win or lose. Johnny Tucker of Tucker and Sons. His son Mark, he's still here. Okay, here we got Sam Agostino, the late Sam Agostino. Probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met in the market. Beautiful man. And of course there's the late Terry Hill and Jeff Fennick. They were here for the auction. He was a legend. That's Terry Hill, mate. Now that's Tony LaHood of Uncle Tony's fame. Him again with his son Paul. Paul's been running the business for years and years. So one picture there, that's the old Tony Velos of Velos Holdings. Sadly, Tony's passed away as well. I don't know what it is with potatoes and Greeks. I think maybe it was the hot chips or something like that, I don't know. And this bloke, Joe from Cole Johnson.
Chris is unbelievable because he's taken photo. If you ever want history of anybody in the market, he's got every photo of every person.
The three boys are up there still, Bruno, Benny and Sam.
He's got a lot of history there, a lot of old photos. He had a wall hanging up at his old stand over at Leedow in B-Shed. That's where I first met him about 30 odd years ago. And he hasn't changed.
Anyone's got ADD, it's Bruno, he's mad. This bloke here, that's David Harris himself, Harris Farm Markets fame, and now he owns over 30 fruit markets around Sydney and also in some other states. Aussie he's a great bloke, real Australian, real down to earth, real locker, but a champion, very smart man. Last but not least, we've got the Mintoff brothers, Johnny and Mick. Mick runs Mint Produce with his sons.
You realise how long you've been here when you see them old photos.
And it's like a disease. Once you get the markets in your blood, you can't get bloody out of the place. It's a different world. Once you get out of here and get onto Parramatta Road, you're in a different world again. Luckily, I've got these memories, you know, and people have relations and relatives in these photos that just, wow, man, there's my dad, you know, there's my uncle, there's my brother. It's amazing. Yeah, I love it. I've stayed here and I don't want to ever go, but I will one day. Still young in the head, But my knees are going, I've got to lose weight. That's my only problem, but I'll be all right. I used to have the body of a Greek god, but now I've got the body of a goddamn Greek, you know?